You're listening to Keith Engle, the host of TGI Sports Talk on the National Streaming Sports Roku channel.
Football season is here, and SeatGeek is my go-to for buying tickets. Now with SeatGeek, every single ticket is backed with their buyer guarantee. We've all had plans change, and when you can't make it to the big game, SeatGeek has you covered. They're the only ticketer that allows you to return your tickets ahead of the event for credit with SeatGeek swaps. So when things come up, I know that my tickets won't go to waste. So what are you waiting for? Download the SeatGeek app to maximize your possibilities and shop live events with confidence.
Good afternoon, everybody. Keith Engle here with TGI Sports Talks MLB update. Welcome everybody watching us today on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, wherever you might be. We should be live on Roku, but there's another show, it looks like, live there to me. I can't tell what's going on. If you're on Roku, I guess come to Facebook and let me know, would you? But welcome everybody on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. If you're seeing us on the National Streaming Sports Roku channel, let me know. What else? Oh, thanks to the groups that allow me to share these shows. John Gonzalez at the Sports Authorities, Greg Rawlings at America's Pastimes, the love of baseball, lots of great former major leaguers, umpires, coaches, managers. We'll talk about one of them soon. I don't know why I'm trying to find out what's live here and I'm not getting it. Here we are. I don't know. Are we live? We'll find out. Anyway, Greg Rawlings and the America's Pastime Group, Flo and the gang at Bottom Line Sports. Flo's deployed, and we wish him continued. We thank him for that service, and we wish him safe passage wherever he is. Let's Talk Sports. Tanner D and the gang. DDH thumbs up, the founder of Let's Talk Sports. We always give him our undying appreciation. I have no idea what's going on here. I'm trying to find out because I've never really checked the Roku Live to see if we're live at the times we are, because I don't know what's going on with the schedule. Maybe Linda, if Linda's out there, and quick hello to Linda and Mac McGrath. Mac, we hope you're doing better. I haven't said that enough on this show, and I apologize. Let me turn off the music. Anyway, I just don't understand what the hell's going on here. So I guess somebody will have to fill me in. I'll keep scheduling my shows. Guys, you can watch them on Facebook. I want to continue to promote the Roku channel, but we're not coming up live. I don't know what's going on. So, and again, it's hard because Mac's laid up, and I know Sonia's trying to do a great job of filling in. So we'll find out where the disconnect is. And if I went long, if you're out there, if I went long with my one-on-one interview, it was an encore presentation with Billy Sample, I apologize profusely. My intention was to make sure I shut it down at 10 or 9:59, and I got outside, started power washing the house, and forgot all about it. So I ran in. I'm still soaking wet. But I wanted to give you guys at least the ability to comment on what's going on in Major League Baseball today. Also, Ken Krause at Golf Bud, Sports of All Sorts. Quick shout out to Ralph Williams at RW Media. Ralph does some great stuff. He'll be back very soon with the Sports Corner that he does with Smoking Jim Frazier every Tuesday from 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern. So check out Ralph's stuff. I'm still trying to check out the Roku channel here. If anybody give me any information, it'd be great. What else? Thanks to Billy Sample. Billy was on a couple of months ago, and we replayed that interview today. Guys, we probably won't have any live interviews. I'm going to do some encores for the next few weeks. Next week's the end of the last Friday of the month, so Jim Beringer will join us, and we'll have our sound-off show. The following Friday, I believe I've got something with my granddaughter at her school. I think I'm going for a tea party. So we'll miss that. We'll schedule a repeat. Getting tough with the winter coming. So anyway, baseball. What do we got to talk about in baseball? Why don't we get into it? Some interesting stuff going on, in my mind. Got some more injuries. Justin Steele out for the year. Rob Manfred visits the White House. Who's with us today? Let me say that real quick. Hello, Rick. Rick Sherlock's with us. Good afternoon. I saw your comment this morning, Rick. I try to make it clear when it's an encore presentation. I'm sorry if I didn't. JB, I was going to bring up Clinton Hurdle today. One of my good friends. I wouldn't say I'm a good friend. We're good Facebook friends. We chat all the time. He's promised to come on the one-on-one with Keith Engle show, and he got a great book out, Hurdleisms. And I'm guessing we won't have Clinton for a while now because he is now the hitting coach of the Colorado Rockies. They fired their hitting coach this week, named Clint the hitting coach for the rest of the year. Interesting part of this is Clint Hurdle was the manager there and brought the Rockies to a World Series where they lost to the Red Sox, if you remember. So interesting move there. So thanks for pointing that out. Orioles finally win back-to-back. Listen, Orioles win back-to-back. Yankees have won 4 in a row. I don't know how they're doing it because the pitching injuries are just outrageously bad at the moment. I don't know why I can't scroll up. I must have something pushing on my keyboard here. So my apologies, people. Trying to get to my standings page, and I can't. Oh, God. Is it here? What the hell's the deal? Oh, I know what the deal is. It's this. God. I come in on a rush, guys. I've been out power washing all day. Freezing, not freezing. It's not bad out. It's 65-ish. Sun's been out all day. Winds come up at the end, and I've been wet all day. Got 3/4 of the house done. Have to finish it tomorrow. Had to get done before windows get done. So, in any event, the Orioles, yes, have won back-to-back. They're moved within 3.5 of first place. Yankees keep winning despite injuries. And Will Warren not pitching well last night. Jazz Chisholm, bad look last night. You just don't get thrown out of the game, dude. And then he apologizes in his post-game remarks on Yes, and still tweets out a nasty comment, which he deleted. Rangers have won 3 in a row, continue to lead the West early. The A's have won 3 in a row. The Diamondbacks 5 in a row. The NL Central, not every team. The Rockies suck. They've lost 6 in a row, which is why Clint Hurdle's the new hitting coach, right? And I think Bryant's out again, probably for the year. The entire NL West is, except for Colorado, 4 teams, 12 wins or better. I picked 3 teams to go to the. I picked all 3 wild cards out of the West in our preview show. Padres weren't one of them, by the way. Or did I pick? No, I picked 2. Hold on, now I don't know. That's right. I picked 2. Now my stuff is missing again. That's what happens. I get busy and paperwork I need. There it is. Paperwork I need disappears, but I had picked Giants and the Diamondbacks both to make the playoffs. They may get 3. I know it's early. Again, whether they can get 3 wild cards out of one division, I'm not sure. You got to look at the schedule and how that breaks down, but we'll see. Teams that are cold, Royals have lost 4 in a row, 3 of their last 7. The White Sox, how about the White Sox losing 4 in a row? 2 in 8 in the last 10. They're on a pace for 35 wins. It's not too early to start my countdown. They're on pace for 127 losses. Let's say a new record. The Angels, no surprise. They were early surprise. They've lost 4 in a row. They're back to 500. The Braves have lost a couple in a row. They're 5-13. I'm still not getting nervous about the Braves. And the Rockies I mentioned. A couple other things that caught my eye, and we can talk about anything you guys want. We'll go through the standings a little bit. I said Justin Steele out for the season. Big bloated Cubs. Injuries just continue to be a problem around baseball, obviously. Manfred visits Trump in the White House, and Trump says he'll pardon Pete Rose. Listen, I don't understand. It has no bearing on Pete Rose making a Hall of Fame. So please, Mr. President, you can focus on other things. Pete Rose getting in has nothing to do with what you want. And yes, I voted for the man. I'm sorry if I'm not apologizing to you guys. I'm apologizing for those who hate me because of it, but I can't help you. Give me somebody a better alternative and I'll certainly vote for them. Again, and I'm not a Trumpster. Don't forget that. I back a lot of the policies as administration, but I don't apologize for the president even a little bit. He's not a good guy, but I don't have a problem with a lot of what we're doing here. Just Pete Rose. He's got nothing to do with Pete Rose, so shut up. Ugh. I can't read my. Oh, how about the Lopez gets thrown out? Is that with one of the Lopez's that's been in baseball for like 20 years and with 15 different teams? I keep forgetting. Anyway, he hits McCutchen last night, causes one of those bloodbaths of fights in baseball where they stand around and hold on to each other. I know there was some history with McCutchen. There was some stuff happened the night before. Whatever. My rookie of the year pick, Matt Shaw, gets sent to the minors. Lots of weird stuff, and we'll look at the weekend, but we'll take your stuff too. What do you guys got for you? Oh, listen, Judge. Hold on here a second. We come back here because I had missed Alan. Alan, hope you're feeling better. I know that I don't know if you've done it or it's going to be. I know you have to have some surgery on your back, and we wish you well, my friend. I know back pain very well, and it can be debilitating, and I'm glad you're getting it taken care of. Do it while you're young, my friend. Just sweeping up the Angels' dust. Listen, your Rangers are playing well, 12-7. I did not predict them to do as well as they're doing. Rocker, by the way, I got to talk about Kumar Rocker getting his first major league win last night. No walks. He's had trouble with command. I know in our preview show, Drew had talked about. I picked him, I think, as my American League Rookie of the Year, Kumar. Drew talked about his command, but a lot of young guys have command issues. Luis Gil had huge command issues early in the year last year for the Yankees, and then once you get it, he really got it together and pitched great for the middle 2/3 of the season. Failed a little bit near the end when he came back for some injury. Now he's out with an injury, but Kumar might just be ready to fly. So congratulations on the start by your Rangers and Kumar. Are they going to pitch DeGrom any more than once every 2 weeks, by the way, or what's the deal there? Hello, AC. Good to see you, my friend. Judge, forget about fantasy. Again, I play fantasy baseball. We don't talk about it, a lot on these shows. Drew will bring it up and talk about where people stand, and that's fine. But believe me, I don't watch for fantasy purposes when I watch baseball. I never do. But Judge is playing real baseball very well. You saw yesterday. Judge had a big hit early in the game to get the Yankees started in the right direction. You saw him throw a guy out at third base and see why he should be playing right field and not center field, because he's one of the best right fielders in the game. He's got an all-around great game. Actually, that's another topic I wanted to bring up. Juan Soto talking about Judge this week and the fact that he was, off to a slow start because last year he was hitting behind one of the best hitters in baseball in Judge, and now he doesn't have that protection. Well, Judge won the MVP last year, Juan, with no protection behind him, basically. They had the worst production out of the 4 slot of any team in the league. It helped Judge having you on base all the time. But how does the Mets feel? How does Pete Alonso feel when Soto says, "Oh, one of the reasons for my slow start is I don't have Aaron Judge hitting behind me"? I get it. By the way, it's true. It's 100% accurate. But you don't voice it. But anyway, whether you're talking about fantasy, Rick, or real life baseball, which is my focus when we do these shows, Judge is a monster. Love him. What else we got here? You worried about your Red Sox? That'll be all right. Where do they sit? Oh, shit. Oh, sorry. I am a little punch drunk, guys. I have been out literally power washing this house since 9 o'clock this morning. I came in at 2:30, soaking wet. Back is killing me. You're 10-10. They won their last 2. Unless you have injuries, I wouldn't worry. I think you'll be fine, AC. Red Sox have no pitching except Crochet, and they plan. Well, you got Bello. Nobody's got pitching except the Seattle Mariners, the Dodgers. There's not a lot of teams with a ton of pitching. Astros not doing well. I like Houck a bit. What's Houck doing, by the way? Let's take a look at the Red Sox since AC brought it up. I want to look at the pitching. Let's focus on the pitching. Because I think you're hitting the ball fine. Forgive me when I go to ESPN and I leave out the WAR stat, because Jesus Christ. By the way, so what else? I think Buehler would be fine, by the way. Remember, Buehler missed almost all of last year. The last 2 years, really, I think. I think by midseason, Buehler will be a really good pitcher, assuming he stays healthy in that rotation. If you look at his peripherals, I mean, he's only given up 21 hits in 20 innings. He struck out 17, walked 5. His whip is 2.6. That's not terrible. His ERA is high because he hasn't pitched good in big moments of the game, but he'll be fine. I picked him to be the comeback player of the year in the American League. I'm going to stick with it. Tanner Houck hasn't pitched well, so you got that one. Newcomb's been terrible. But these guys will pitch better, okay? By the way, maybe they should move Garrett Whitlock back to the rotation. Again, it's early, too early. Don't panic. I'm not getting overexcited about the Yankees' good start. I'm not getting overexcited about the Red Sox 10-10 start or the Braves 5-13 start. Look at it that way, AC. At least you're not the Braves. Did I have to clear it with the association? I got to tell you, you talk about it. I hope somebody's watching. I hope our new board is watching, because we just took over. Part of me feels like this place is being run by Nazis, because you can't make the smallest change. If I want to put a new shrub in my front landscaping bed, I can't do it without a written approval. Guess what I'm not doing? Getting written approval to put a new shrub in my landscaping bed. Not doing it. If I'm going to plant a tree, I'll go get their approval. If I'm going to cut down 10 trees in the back of my lot, I'll get their approval. If I want to extend my deck bigger, I'll get their approval. You can't hang anything outside here but an American flag. I'm okay, and I'm a biggest patriot. I'm as big a patriot as anybody. But I sent a message asking along when we get sued because somebody wants to hang a gay pride flag, which I don't care. I have no problem with that. A gay pride. Oh, it's not just gay pride. They had it stolen away from them. I forgot. But if somebody wants to hang a gay pride or, their national flag because they're from Puerto Rico, or no problem with that. So when somebody sues them, I want to make sure that they're the ones liable and not me. So anyway, funny you brought that up, Rick, because we just had an email the other day about anything that gets changed. The Nazis here in charge. Chapman as a closer isn't going to work all summer long. Listen, Chapman he pitched all right for the Royals last year, but you can't rely on Chapman as the closer all year long. He's going to give us some huge hits in big moments to right-hand hitters. He'll pitch great against lefties, but he's going to throw that slider to some righties, and you're going to see some ninth inning 3-run homers to lose games. That's not one of the strong points. I think this team hits enough that they'll overcome a lot of that myself. I mean, Durant hasn't even started hitting yet. You're 10-10, right? Bregman's playing well. Trevor Story's playing well. Keep him healthy. Devers is starting to come along. Only one homer, but he stopped striking out every 15 minutes. So I wouldn't worry too much about the Red Sox. I can't believe I'm going to sit here and defend anybody on the Red Sox. So I'm going to stop. Who you want? Oh, you want Veritek to manage the team? No experience. Alex Cora at least had some coaching. Alex Cora's won a World Series, is he not? Did I miss something? And I'm hard on my managers. And again, you see him more than I do, AC, so I'm going to reserve some judgment because I don't want to sit here defending the Red Sox for an hour. I hate them. I wouldn't worry yet, though. Same thing I tell JB, don't worry about the Orioles. I still think the Orioles win this division. Alan says the pitching's been very surprising. Rocker was very solid. Well, he was solid his last couple outings. Still had some command issues. But last night, I mean, I know he only pitched 5 1/3, but nobody pitches more than that. Hardly. Leiter before he got hurt was solid. Miles not going to pitch that well over the course of the season. Their hitting has been Peterson is not hitting at all, as you said. Again, Jock Peterson has to be used in the right way. You can't put him out there every day, and he's going to strike out. And if you can't deal with his ups and downs, they shouldn't have paid him the money because this guy's home run or bust. I mean, you're 12-7 with Simeon hitting 134, Garcia hitting 226, Berger hitting 200, Tavares hitting 222. You better start hitting. Again, I talk about this a lot. And again, a couple of years ago, when your team started to move up, Alan, one of the things I mentioned was on-base percentage. They're below 300 again, 280. You're not going to win games like that for long. Yeah, I think they're being very careful with DeGrom. He is opening tonight. We'll look at the tonight's pitchers, and what the series look like for the weekend here before we go. No, Whitlock is the only good thing they have in the pen, and making him a starter last time set him back 2 years. He came up with the Yankees as a starter, I thought. You're not going to find starting pitchers falling off of trees. You see a lot of situations where guys have had to be stretched out in the bullpen the last few years. Seth Lugo's a great example. A couple of the Braves guys I'm thinking of. Nice comeback, by the way. I think he pitched 5 innings. Strider pitched well in his comeback with the Braves. Scott Colby. Good, Scott. You defend the Red Sox. I don't want to do that for an hour. Jesus. I don't know if he's top 5. It is a long season. You're 10-10 with a bad start from Duran. Let's see. Where do I rank? Let's just look real quick. I want to see where I rank him. Let's see. Where do I rank Cora? Torey Lovello? I think Torre Lovullo is a better manager than I don't know if I have him in the top 5, Scott. Top 10, maybe. Let's see what I do. I'm going to do it real quick. Lovullo's better. Striker's better. I'm sorry, Snitker. Jesus. Craig Counsell's been overrated. Francona, better. Black, no. Roberts, I'm gonna give it to Cora over Roberts. McCullough, we don't know enough about. Pat Murphy, no way. Mendoza, no way. Rob Thompson, I might put above. Sorry, Cora. Shelton, no. Schlitt, no. Melvin, not anymore. Marmol, no. Dave Martinez, no. Where the hell is my American League managers? I pull up my list and I only get National League. What's up with that? Here we go. American League. Brandon Hyde, no. Venable, no. Vote, no. Hinch, yes, 5. Espada, no. Quintero, no. Washington, no. Baldelli, no. Boone, no. Kotze, no. Wilson, no. Cash, no. Bochy, yes. That's 6 I got above him. I got him 7th. We try not to quote Aaron Rodgers on this show, Scott. Veritek has been on the bench for almost 5 years. Really 5 years? Is that right? And you must have missed how Alex pretty much said he didn't want to manage anymore, but the Sox gave him too much. I did miss that. So if he said that, then yeah, I'll agree with you, AC. Scott, do you have any opinion on that? I got 2 Red Sox guys arguing it out here. I'm not going to defend Cora any further. I have him number 7 on my list of major league managers today. I don't trust the Rangers at all. Their bullpen's shaky at best. Agree. I don't think the starter pitching is going to hold up either, by the way. Mull's not going to keep pitching the way that he has. DeGrom's going to break down. Problem with Cora, he's got his World Series. He got his money. He'll always be a Boston hero, and now he's just chilling. Well, again, not watching them day in and day out, I can't really comment any further than I told you. I think he's one of the top 10 managers in baseball. Scott's got him in the top 5, which I guess is fair. You can make an argument about some of the guys I put in front of him that haven't won World Series. I don't know what you base it on. So I'm not close enough to the situation. I can preach to you chapter and verse about why I don't want Aaron Boone to be managing the Yankees. And at what point there was talk they wanted to bring Alex Cora here to New York, and I'd be all for it. That much I can tell you, unless there's something to what you're saying. And again, I'm not saying there isn't. I don't have any solid evidence to say you're right or you're wrong. Yeah, I mean, your opinion is worth that. Everybody's opinion is worth something. Again, not sure what backs it up because they haven't had very good teams over the last couple of years. I don't know how much you could have wanted. If he did, then I agree, but I think it's been taken out of context. Again, I don't even know he made the remark, so I'd have to see. And often, by the way, you have to see an entire interview to understand when you take one remark out of, a 30-minute interview, I got to see more. But AC, again, you know this better than I do. You and Scott are there closer to this than I am. Scott says he's not even sure if Veritek wants to manage. Before we want to replace any manager, we need to ask if there's a better replacement. Well, this is what teams often don't do. They make change for the sake of making a change. You've got to have a better option. If you think, and the team thinks Veritek is a better option, and he wants to manage, well, then that's their prerogative to do that. I wanted the Yankees to hire Rob Thompson when Joe Girardi got fired. Not let him leave the organization, then become a Phillies manager and do very well. following that. But I think the problem with any team begins with the front office and their lack of making moves before you blame a manager. Yeah, it's hard. You know why it's hard for me to blame managers? Because there's very few who are pulling the strings themselves anyway. There's so many guys who are, again, here's your marching orders from the front office. Take this script, and this is how I want it to work tonight. You're starting so-and-so. If you get to 60, 70, 80 pitches and the score's this, we'll bring in this guy. If the score's this, we bring in that guy. Here's our 7th inning guy. Here's our 8th inning guy. Here's our 9th inning guy. No feel for the game. Again, I go through this all the time. I'm not going to do it again today, but I would agree with Scott that front offices are to blame here a lot more than managers. Although there's some bad managers out there. Don't get me wrong. I think Brian Schneider John Schneider in Toronto is awful. Awful. He should have been fired after the playoffs 3 years ago. Thought Donnie Baseball would get a shot there, but no. No. Let's go through the standings real quick. We've already talked a little bit about some of these teams, but we'll go through the entire league here. If I can get back to my page with I had some stories to talk about, but by the way, my boy Donald, leave Pete Rose out of your mouth, because you can't do anything to reinstate. If you pardon Pete Rose, it's not getting him to the Hall of Fame any faster. I mean, stop giving people fodder, would you please? They have enough. Listen, I beg all you Democrats, go watch the biggest Democrat I've ever seen, Bill Maher, and watch his show on HBO last Friday night, real time. And he talks about his visit to the White House. I won't go into it. Great stuff. And I want you to remember, this is a guy who said that he would vote for Joe Biden's head in a vat of blue liquid before he'd vote for Donald Trump. So, just to give you some feedback. Anyway, the Yankees, 12-7. 4 in a row they've won. They're one game ahead of the Blue Jays, who are 11-8, playing better baseball. A decent start was important for the Blue Jays. 11-8 isn't setting the world on fire, but it isn't bad. The Red Sox, with the issues they've had that AC brought up with pitching, and listen, they haven't hit either, except, Story's hitting. Bregman's hitting. Durant hasn't hit yet. Devers has 1 home run, but he stopped striking out every 15 minutes, so that's good. The Orioles, with their injuries, as JB said, they won their back-to-back for the first time, I think, all year. They're now 8-10. Nobody's out of this. It's 3.5. Separate them all. I don't like the way the Rays are playing. They've lost 3 in a row, 8-11. I still think the Rays finished last in this division. Tigers and A.J. Hinch, who I mentioned earlier, being one of the better managers in baseball, in my mind, 11-8 after a really horrendous start. The Guardians and Terry Francona 9-9. Royals have lost 4 in a row to fall to 8-12. The Twins have won 2 in a row. They're 7-12. Rocco Baldelli cannot withstand another start like last year. He just can't. And maybe they're turning the ship around a little faster, because the fans were calling for him to get fired last year, and the Twins got themselves righted and right back in a playoff hunt. But I don't think they can stand that again. And the White Sox, as I mentioned at the top, 4-14. It's not too early to start the countdown, guys. Right now, they're playing at 127 loss pace. Let's go, White Sox. Surprising Rangers. Rangers, by the way, have an 11-run differential to the bad. And they're 5 games over 500. Good for them. 12-7. Mariners starting to get the ship righted. 2 wins in a row, 7 of the last 10. Great pitching. 10-9. They are, the Angels are what we knew they were. They've now lost 4 in a row, and they're back to 500. The A's won 3 in a row Astros in last place at 8-10. The Astros will be there before it's all over. Scott's still talking about front offices. I believe I'll give you an example. In Boston, John Henry's more interested in Liverpool, the racing team, and the Penguins than the Red Sox. Been the case through the years. We've always had ownership that has too many outside interests outside of baseball. You know, for years, decades, baseball was just play toys for these owners, and now it's a money-making proposition, a huge money-making proposition, and it has been for decades. You'd think things would be a little bit different, but John Henry I've never been terribly impressed with John Henry as an owner. If Fenway is filled and he is lining his pockets, he's a happy man. Listen, you know, there's parallels to, say, the Giants in the 70s, right? Where the Giant fans, football Giants, were always upset at the Mara family, the Tisch family, because when they had an internal feud going on, but they packed the stadium. They sold out their season tickets every year. They didn't care about winning for a long, long time until they got smart. AC says he doesn't think Trump would bring up Pete unless he respected Pete, and I bet Trump truly believes that Pete bad guy deal. Regardless, he can't. He does wear his heart on his sleeve. I agree with you 100%. And there's a lot of times I don't like the things he has to say. And it's fine. He can go and he can tell Rob Manfred it's time to lift the ban. Because remember, there's a lot of things that play when it comes to Pete Rose. And I'm only going to focus on Pete Rose when it comes to this Trump and Manfred thing. First of all, Rob Manfred can't put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. Be clear. People don't seem to understand that, right? Rob Manfred can do only one thing, and that's remove him from the permanently ineligible list, I believe is what we call it. Because the Hall of Fame has a rule that no one from that list can be considered for a Hall of Fame consideration. So this isn't totally on the Hall of Fame. This isn't totally on Rob Manfred. Both of them have to do the right thing for Pete Rose to be allowed into the Hall of Fame. And Donald Trump can't do anything about it. Donald Trump can tell Rob Manfred, you know what? Pete Rose was a tremendous ball player and belongs in the Hall of Fame. You can't have a Hall of Fame without Pete Rose. And he'd be 100% right. I started to get into a little back and forth with somebody in one of the baseball groups. I don't know which one. That Pete Rose is the most overrated player of all time. Are you freaking kidding me? I don't think we're live on Roku. I have no idea what's going on, guys, with Roku. Does anybody watch the shows on Roku? Because right now we got nothing. Or I'm doing something wrong. I don't know what. I went into live streams. Maybe I'm in the wrong place. I don't come here that often, so let me go to live. Maybe I did it wrong. No. Still running a commercial as shows. Whatever. But you're right, JB. I think Trump does wear his heart on his sleeve, and I'm sure he's a big Pete Rose fan. I wouldn't doubt it. And people will probably tell you that that's not a good thing. And we won't care, right? Anyway, in the National League, the Mets, what is it, 340 already? God, I need a shower so bad. I got to tell you guys. I'm still wet from being out there doing the power washing. I'm 65 years old, and I shouldn't be working this hard, I don't think. I used to get a bigger house than we have today done in half a day. Or at least a whole day. Now I got, a smaller area to cover. I did get the back all done. I got the deck cleaned and furniture cleaned. And if we ever get some nice weather, we can now use it. I got all the back and the side done, all the windows. They're coming to clean the windows, and I want to get the power washing done before that because it does make sense to power wash the dirt off your house and get it all over your clean windows. I mean, the window frames were tough. Anyway, I don't know why I digressed. The Mets 12-7, Phillies 11-8, Marlins 8-10, Nationals 7-10. The Braves 6.5 out now. I've said for a while I'm not concerned about the Braves until they get double digits out of first place or double digits out of a playoff spot. Well, they're further out of a wild card spot now than they are the out of the division. So the time to panic for the Braves could be coming up sooner than maybe I thought. We'll see. Cubs 12-9 got back. They had fallen out of first place. The Brewers are in second, game behind the Cardinals. Carlos Marmol has got to be one of the guys with the biggest target on his back. The Reds 9-10 haven't gotten off to a great start. Very up and down. Pirates are just the Pirates. They have won 2 in a row, and that was a bloody fight they had last night with the who were they playing? Who's Lopez pitch for now? Forgetting who the heck that fight was between. A typical baseball fight. Did you see all the wild punches being thrown? Neither did I. The West is amazing, though. The Padres off to a 15-4 start. That's 789 baseball. 8-2 in their last 10. The Dodgers are a game and a half back, and they're 14-6. Won their last 3. The Giants have started to level off a little bit, but still 13-6. And the Diamondbacks have won 5 in a row, and they're 12-7. If the playoffs started today, and they don't start for 5 months, all 4 of these teams would be in the playoffs. I picked 2 of these teams to make the wild card. The Dodgers obviously win the division. I still think the Dodgers win 110 games. But I had the Padres and the Diamondbacks making, the Giants and the Diamondbacks making the playoffs as well. And I wondered if they could get a second team in because they might beat each other up. Scott Colby, Roku has blacked out the MLB show with Keith Engle. Hey, I feel like I've been, there's a Philly sports guy. We got commercials going on right and left. I have no idea what's going on. Well, right now it says Coach's Corner. It says Snake Sports is live. Well, this guy ain't supposed to be live. Hey, Snake Sports, who the heck are you? Is anybody? Where's my truth be told? I thought TGI, where's TGI Sports Talk? I have no idea what's going on here. TGI Sports Talks. I'm on from 348 to 349. I don't know. I agree with you, but by Trump saying so publicly, a whole bunch of people that would never speak up will speak up. Everybody speaks up about Pete Rose, see? I don't think him speaking up is going to get any more people interested than were. I don't think. So you think people will speak up that never would speak up? And by just a little more pressure for the voters and the commissioner to do better by Pete. So again, the first step has to be taken by the commissioner. He's got to be taken off the permanently ineligible list. Put Pete in, but listen, I want Shoeless Joe in there too. I want the steroids guys in there. I can't have a Hall of Fame without Roger Clemens and Barry Bonds. I don't care what they did. Put it in there. Put it on their plaque. I'm tired of talking the same freaking story. Barry Bonds was a Hall of Famer long before his head started to grow. And Rocket was a Hall of Famer long before that, too. Party on the deck. Not now. It's a little chilly and windy out there now, but it's as clean as it's ever going to be because I've been out there just spit shining everything. Come on down, Rick. You're welcome anytime. We'll turn on the fire pit. Can't drink beer. We'll have to drink some bourbon or something to keep us warm. Watch a Yankee game tonight. It was funny and made a lot of people smile. Yeah. It's funny. And if you watch the Bill Maher piece, you'll find out that the man just says things to say things, right? And people get all bent out of shape, not realizing the things that he talks about, he's just not going to do. And behind closed doors, things are different. You can disagree with policies, but I guarantee there's a lot of things we're doing that people are upset about only because of who's sitting there making the decisions. Just saying. I don't want to get too political today. I've been doing that too often lately. Padres are 7-1 to win the West. The Dodgers are minus 500. I'm not. Listen, I wouldn't take the field bet. I wouldn't take anything. The Dodgers are going to win this division. If they don't, it'll be one of the biggest upsets in baseball in recent decades. Padres, Giants, and Diamondbacks, I think, are all good teams. I like the Giants. I picked the Giants to make the wild card. But the Dodgers they're too good. Unless they get bored. Their only enemy is boredom. I'm too cool for Roku. Thank you. Well, now there's my... Well, that's just... If I click on that, that's just going to be like my little preview. I don't understand. I can't get to now playing. I just, what time is it? 3:40. So it says this is what's playing. I don't think anybody knows what's going on over there. No fault of Linda and Mac. And by the way, as I said before, we wish Mac well. I haven't heard much about Mac, and I think I'll send him a message tonight and his health update. So we hope he's doing okay. And Sonia's been doing a good job filling in for Mac, trying to straighten out some things that have been going screwy with Roku. But in any event, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. So there's lots of places to find us. And this is where you got to come to comment and be part of the show. Because if you guys didn't come, I told Rick the other night when we were disagreeing on a topic from the college football world, it's good. AC throws out something that I don't agree with. Scott Kobe will do it now and again. It's good when I don't agree. It's boring as hell when I sit here and I just agree with everything people put out. So as I told Rick, and I say this every now and again, and I'll probably say it again Sunday, because we got a lot of new viewers and I want people to participate. If you say something and I come back against you, just understand that I just don't agree with you. And there may be a lot of other people that are espousing the same opinion, and I'm just using your posting as a way to, get my point out to the masses. It's never personal. Don't ever feel personally attacked. I mean, I say a lot that I don't care about offending people, but I don't want people to be angry when we disagree. I think that's a great thing about me and my viewers, for the most part. We can agree to disagree on everything, and we part friends all the time. You will always be my friend. If you're my friend now, you will always be my friend, unless you screw me over somehow. But coming on here and disagreeing with me, I don't get offended, ever. There are times I'll get angry about a topic if I'm really passionate. That's my passion coming out, right? I don't get offended by anything. Hell, the guy said I look like a penis with a headset on one day. I didn't get offended. I just asked him if his mom had made his breakfast yet. He sounded a little cranky. TJ Sports Talk. I should do that. Maybe we'll do that. I need voters. Scott, you're going to be one of my voters. Maybe AC, I'll make you one of the voters. Rick, you want to be a voter? We're going to start a committee, and we'll start with the guys that are already in there, because I got a bunch of guys I'd like to take out, and there's a bunch of guys I want to put in. So AC agrees on BB and Rocket. By the way, and when I say that, don't think I agree and I'm okay with the steroid thing, because I'm not. I'm not okay that Pete Rose bet on baseball. But these were great players, and they belong in the Hall of Fame, and you tell their story, warts and all. Again, I repeat myself, and I apologize, but God, man, let's freaking do it. People tell me you're so grumpy. I think it's because he lost a shuffleboard final. That call. I did get hosed. Man, that was a hanger. Thank you, Scott. Definitely, I think, is it a BB and Rocket conversation? Oh, definitely being on the committee. Good. All right. We may do this. I gotta look through this. I'm gonna come up with a committee of maybe, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 guys. I'm on it. I'm leading this committee. And I think we're going to go through everybody in the Hall of Fame and have a vote. Maybe I need more than 4. Rick, you want to be in, you can be in. I got to figure out the logistics of how best to do this. Send you guys a list of everybody in the Hall of Fame now, and we vote. But I think we're going to make it hard. You got to be unanimous to get in. If you're not unanimous, you can't get in. Because we got a small group of people. I can't say 80% if I got 5 guys, because 4 votes, you're in. But we're going to vote on every single member of the Hall of Fame today and see who we can take out first. And then we'll come up with a list. We'll let everybody submit a list of guys they think should be considered, and we'll vote on them. How's that sound, Scott? This might be a fun exercise. And then we talk about it on a Friday. We're not nominating guys not to make it, Scott. Let me give you the rules one more time. The only way you can do that is if somebody puts Aaron Boone on the list to make it. All right, he's not going to make it. Somebody puts him on the list, I'd be shocked. So we vote. We're going to take a list. We're going to vote on all the current members, and then we're going to vote on we'll put together a separate list between us. You can submit maybe, I don't know. We'll let everybody submit 20 names. Some of them are going to match up, right? Of guys you think should be considered for our Hall of Fame. I like this. I got to put Drew on this committee, though. If I don't, he'll be angry. He's not here today. So Drew's going to have to be on this committee. So whether we make it a 5 or 6-man committee, we'll see. It'll be a little while before I get this put together, AC, but you're going to be part of the committee. Scott's going to be part of the committee. No, it's just baseball. Well, maybe we do this on the Football Hall of Fame later. Listen, I can't get into this today. We got to go through I got to go through the schedule for this weekend. Bring this up Sunday. I wouldn't take Broadway Joe out. All he said was he was overrated. He belongs in the Hall of Fame because he won the most important game in the history of sports. I did demean him as a quarterback. Yeah, the 2025 team might surpass him yet, Scott. So let's take a quick look at the weekend schedule before we run out of time here. I would say we have to end at 4:00, but apparently we don't because there's nothing going live on Roku. It says I'm live, but I'm not. I don't really. Maybe I'm looking at the thing wrong. I don't know what's going on. Linda's not here to comment, so. All right, let's go through. Let's see who's playing this weekend. We got some decent matchups. We got the Diamondbacks at the Cubs, which I think is an excellent matchup this weekend. Corbin Burns and Colin Ray started off tonight. We got the Indians and the Pirates. Ortiz against Mlandazinski. Royals at the struggling Royals at the Tigers, which you would think would be a battle for the top of this. The underrated Cole Reagans against Jackson Jobe was pitching well. The Marlins at the Philadelphia Phillies. Sandy Alcantara. How long does he remain a Marlin? One of the big stories this year against Zach Wheeler. Cincinnati at JB's Orioles. Andrew Abbott against Cade Povich. I swear the Orioles put a guy out there every week I've never heard of. I've heard of him. Just kidding. The Yankees will play the Rays. Always an interesting series when Kevin Cash and the Yankees get together. Guy thinks he invented baseball down there in Tampa. Carlos Rondon against Drew Rasmussen. Get the bullpen ready. Luke Weaver's pitched really well. He doesn't even have his best stuff yet. Doesn't have his big fastball from last year, but he's been maybe, along with Aaron Judge, the MVP of this team early going. Seattle will be at Toronto. Brian Wu against Bowden Francis. The Sox at the White Sox, and Martin Perez at at the Red Sox and Hunter Dobbins. Red Sox get healthy on the White Sox. This is like 2 weekends in a row, isn't it? Twins will be at Atlanta. Paddock and Elder, two teams that badly need to get some momentum going. The Dodgers will play the Rangers, as Alan mentioned earlier. And Alan, again, we hope you're feeling better. And when your surgery comes up, please let us know so we can send some prayers your way. That's Yamamoto against DeGrom. The Athletics against the Milwaukee. Ginn against Peralta. Padres at the Astros. Kyle Hart and Ryan Gusto. Giants at the Angels. Logan Webb against Tyler Anderson. There's your matchups for the weekend and the pitching matchups for tonight. What do you got here? Cade Povich isn't he the popcorn vendor at Camden Yards? I think he is. He might be Maury Povich's son. So he might be revealing some paternity tests between innings. Don't forget this Monday morning at 11:05, the marathon game. Oh, by the way, it's a Patriot Day, right? By the way, I will be Rosie Ruizing the marathon. Scott, I vote you take a cab for the entire marathon, just to be safe. I don't want you to risk your well-being. I would just drive up to the finish line, get out of the cab, and don't even, full transparency. Get in a cab at the starting line and get out one at the finish line. Be transparent. When you cheat and you're transparent about it, people respect you more. There you go. Oh, guys, I've had fun today. This, by the way, this is the first time I've done this show, basically soaking wet. I've dried up a little bit sitting here, but I'm still wet. I got to go take a shower, shave, go get pizza. It's pizza night, and watch some Yankees. We got to finish up season 3 of White Lotus. If you want to watch a really effed up show, I would recommend White Lotus on HBO Max. 3rd season we're into, and it's 8 episodes a season. I've never seen anything so messed up. This 3rd season may be the scariest. I mean, scary in an effed up kind of way. So, guys, I appreciate you joining me today. Keith Engle for TGI Sports Talk. We'll see you Sunday with a Stream of Consciousness. Hopefully we'll be back on Roku. I don't know what's going on, but we appreciate you guys joining. AC, Rick, Scott, Drew will be my Hall of Fame committee. We're going to have some fun with this. I swear to God. We'll see you Sunday morning, guys. Have a great Friday. Actually, have a good Friday, because that's where we're at, right? See you later. Bye-bye.
Football season is here, and SeatGeek is my go-to for buying tickets. Now with SeatGeek, every single ticket is backed with their buyer guarantee. We've all had plans change, and when you can't make it to the big game, SeatGeek has you covered. They're the only ticketer that allows you to return your tickets ahead of the event for credit with SeatGeek swaps. So when things come up, I know that my tickets won't go to waste. So what are you waiting for? Download the SeatGeek app to maximize your possibilities and shop live events with confidence.
You're listening to Keith Engle, the host of TGI Sports Talk on the National Streaming Sports Roku channel.